What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla News, and we got a lot of news to talk about. Who knew, like this soon after San Diego, we'd have this much news? But there was 2 toy shows overseas. There was a Hong Kong, like, animation toy show, as well as Wonderfest this weekend in Japan. So we have 2 toy shows to talk about. We have like a couple of other things. Let's start domestically though. We saw earlier this week, Mattel is doing a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Now I haven't talked any wrestling figures, or I've done wrestling figures in a while, but it allowed me to actually jump in and review my Ric Flair figure that I've been planning to review for a little while, so check that out if you haven't. But you know, like, Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat had a great rivalry in the NWA, and, you know, I have to get that Ricky Steamboat, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. So, wanted to mention it here. It looks cool. You know, they still have to really do that digital face sculpt there at Mattel, but it looks good. They do good with the paints they have sometimes. Like, if you saw my Ric Flair figure, you'd see that. On to the 4 Horsemen. They had their own little stay-at-home con on Friday, where they did a few reveals. They have a new wave up for pre-order. Something Spiller, Blood Spiller, Gut Spiller. I don't know. You know, one of the new figures they showed off and put up for pre-order was this awesome Ice Troll. This is one of their big figures, and this is going to be the Ice Troll I think that I have to get. It is a homage, and I don't know if they said this, but, you know, because I wasn't really watching their Comic-Con, but it is obvious to me it's an homage to both the Tauntaun and the Wampa. Maybe mixed in a little Wendigo in there, but I'm pretty sure it's from the Star Wars you know, influences in this. It looks awesome, like, it looks mean, it looks scary, and it's gonna be a must-get. I am definitely more attracted to the 4 Horsemen stuff when they do homages. At least it gives me something to grasp onto, you know, like, I'm definitely gonna get the battle cat from this wave as well. So, you know, like, it's, I don't know. I love, like, you know, the whole fantasy genre, but like, I think the ones that have a little bit of like that He-Man stuff, and now like a little Star Wars taken in there, it really brings me in, at least. So very cool there. I love it. Alright, so let's move on. Actually, before we get to the toy shows, this is something, you know, that I've been into very much so in, you know, recently, and that's the Zoids Wild line. Just saw that they had posted, I mean, they've posted it in the last, like, month or so on their Twitter, but I really wasn't following their Twitter, so I didn't see them right away. But they have some new Zoids Wild pieces coming out, and they look really, really cool. Some dinosaur stuff, a tiger. I really like this stuff, and I am definitely in for more. So definitely going to be on the lookout for pre-orders of these. Trying to secure an order for the Brachiosaurus still. I didn't pre-order it because by the time I decided I really liked this line, it was already sold out pre-orders. So, you know, is what it is. I'll try to get it. Alright, so let's go to the Hong Kong show. One of the things that was, now actually, yeah, let's do the ones that definitely showed off. So, Flame Toys had a nice presence. We have like some Transformer stuff to talk about here. Flame Toys, which have been doing some non-transforming Transformers, as well as like some upcoming model kits, like with the Optimus Prime one. Showed off a bunch of different things. First off, like with model kit stuff, they're doing a Nemesis Prime of that Optimus, and they're also doing an IDW Prime and Megatron. These look pretty good, I have to say. They're also doing a Starscream, which I believe went up for pre-order this week. A Bumblebee, a Devastator. I'm gonna be in on the Devastator, I think. Man, what is it with me and kits lately? Like, and Legos and building stuff. I didn't think this was gonna be part of the channel, but it's become, you know, it's organically become part of the channel. And we're gonna be talking a lot about this stuff in this particular news. But yeah, Flame Toy is really, like, you know, showing off some really cool stuff. And the bigger thing that they did, and this is interesting, this is one of their figures, non-transforming figures, And we knew they were gonna be making this, and I believe we've seen the prototype before, but now we saw our painted version of their Star Saber, and it looks incredible. And you know, it's gonna have the little extra guys who I can't remember their names right now to combine with. So there's gonna be some combination going on from Flame Toys. Names are escaping me right now, but man, they look gorgeous. So yeah, you know, you're gonna have some Victory Sabers in there, and or IDW. I think it's a little combo of them. But either way, looks awesome, and definitely into that. So the other thing at that show that I recall being, you know, that I saw that looked awesome was MYTHIC Toys, you know, finally, you know, officially announced their Soundwave, and it looks really good, really good. He'll come with a laser beak, which is like a full-size tape, and that will transform. This is an interesting thing too, because MYTHIC Toys wasn't doing Transformers either. So that'll be, you know, transforming, and it could go in his chest and everything. That's gonna be really cool. Which makes me think some of the Remix series stuff might be able to fit in his chest nicely. I didn't get the Megatron. I didn't really like how it looked, to tell you the truth, to go with my Optimus, but this Soundwave hits a nice spot for me, guys. I really dig it. So definitely will be on the lookout for it. Not 100% sure on getting it, but I will be on the lookout for it. Let's keep on Transformers, but move over to Wonderfest, where MP Hound was shown off. Hound was my first ever Transformer, so I'm kind of out of the Masterpiece line, I think, but MP Hound might be one I have to get. You know, it looks cool, but I don't know yet. It does look cool, man, and it would be awesome nostalgia-wise. There was a prototype of the MP Optimus version 3 on display. It was still in prototype. I think it was tweaked already from the last prototype we saw. Still too skinny for my liking, you know, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% sure about it. Something people are saying it's more anime-y, like, I don't see it quite yet. You know, the feet are too skinny, the legs are too skinny, the face plate is, it's too long, you know, like, I don't know. I don't see it yet, so we'll have to see when it's painted, see if there's any more tweaks to it. But for now, I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's talk about some figurized kits. We got an Ultraman, manga Ultraman figurized kit, which is actually on pre-order. Now, actually, this is probably not from the show, I guess. This was, you know, it just went up for pre-order, so kind of cutting in. But I wanted to mention it because I don't think I knew about this, but I pre-ordered it. It looks really cool. I really like the manga Ultraman, and this one is just a bit different. I think this is like version 2 than the, you know, the Ultra X Figure Arts one that I have already. So, you know, I went and pre-ordered that. So you can pre-order that right now. Alright, back to the show. You know, the other figurized kits that they showed from this, the manga Ultraman were Ultraman Ace and Ultra 7, and they both look awesome. I stopped with the, you know, Ultra X, you know, Ultra Act X Figure Arts line after that first one. I didn't get any more because I stopped reading the manga. But I wouldn't mind having the characters because I think they look awesome, and figurized might be the way to go. You know, like, since I'm building stuff, it's gonna be cheaper than getting the actual figures. You know, I might be in on that, you know. Those look really cool. So let's talk some other figures that were shown at Wonderfest, including some MYTHIC. MYTHIC showed off the Venom, which is very clean, very nice looking, like classic Venom. I think this is like the Marvel Legends one that we've gotten before and we're getting now. But nicer, like cleaner looking, so I might go in on it, but I've kind of said I wasn't going to do any more MYTHICs because they've raised their prices a lot. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it. There was a few other things in their display, but the one thing that like stood out to me was the alien big chap. Couldn't get a really good shot of it, but it looks cool from what I've seen. You know, we got the Figma coming out, so I don't know if I'm gonna need a MYTHIC as well, but it's interesting that both are coming out. Just wanted to mention that. Some other things. Revoltech, the amazing Yamaguchi line continues with Psylocke and Deathstroke. Deathstroke is a must-have for me. Psylocke, maybe yes too. I think I might go with that over the Marvel Legends, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, I don't know. We'll see when I see the Marvel Legends finally, like if I'm satisfied with that. I don't need two, definitely. I like that Psylocke, but I don't need two. So maybe I'll just go with the Marvel Legends. Oh, Marvel Legends. So there is that. Those two were really cool. So let's, we're already at 11 minutes, so let's end off with some Gridman stuff. And this is, I waited till the end here. There was stuff showing off at the Hong Kong show and here at Wonderfest, so I want to talk about them both. The first things I want to talk about is the Fine Clover Strong Style Sovi Spirits. Sovi Series. Sovi Spirits is Bandai. And Fine Clover is Good Smile. Gridman. There's a lot of Gridman coming out. We got a lot of Gridman. Gridman is Superhuman Samurai Squad. Servo. He's really Gridman. So they're going to be doing this vinyl Gridman, regular Gridman, and the reason why we're getting this is because there's a new SSS Gridman, new anime series coming out, and which looks really cool. So there's a lot of different Gridman coming out. So here we got a couple vinyls. They both look really nice, nicely painted. Never got a vinyl from Good Smile, so I don't know their quality, but the prototype shown were really nice looking, so I'm probably gonna be getting those. There's gonna be some Super Mini Plas exploding. So they got, the classic Gridman with the God Zenon, armor that he could go into. That looks really, really cool. And the other, as well as the other, I forget, the Super Gridman? No, King Gridman? Something like that. I forget the name exactly, but they both look really good. A couple of mini plas there. And then, I'm trying to go through, scrolling through. There is the dragon one. I can't remember the name. Dyna Dragon, I believe it's called, with Gridman Sigma, and that looks really cool as well. That's going to be a set, so you're getting a couple of those. There's also going to be another like smaller set of Gridman stuff, which also looks cool. You're going to be able to combine a lot of different things with that one. So you're getting a lot of Gridman. Really every company seems to be ramping up something from Gridman, and that's awesome, man. Like, I wasn't, like, I have, and my son has it now, because he found it at my parents' house, a small Gridman from, the Superhuman Samurai Squad days that, is a really cool little figure, and I have the Ultrac, which is one of my favorite figures, but I wasn't a big fan of the actual show, the Superhuman show. But a few years back, I ended up watching a lot of the, actual Gridman, and I loved it. It is so awesome. So, I've become quite a bit of a Gridman fan, so, like, I really want more stuff in my collection, and this is a great time for it with a new show and everything, so I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to get this stuff. So, there you go. That is my Ultra Z news for this week. There's other news bits here and there that came out of Wonderfest and here and there, but this is all the stuff I want to talk about here. I've already got almost 15 minutes now, and that's pretty long for these, but I suspect they're gonna be anywhere between the lengths that my SDCC ones were and this one, anywhere in between there. So, depending on the news, and sometimes there might be no news and I might not do one. So, but check these out on Sunday nights, I believe is going to be the time I'm going to be launching these at 7 p.m. Just as long as I can put this together by then, and if not, it'll probably be a little bit later. But Sunday nights is where I'm targeting these for release. So I hope you dug it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time, peace out, peeps.